session. Done. All right, here we go, guys. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I see a lot of people joining. Still got a few people coming on, so we're gonna give them just a minute or so to do that.
Morning, folks. Sorry to be tardy. I fat fingered the panelist.
Hi, no problem. Thanks for joining us. Okay, we've got a few things that we probably got to cover before we really get started. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in, and everybody else can just catch up when they get here. All righty. So once again, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. And welcome to the ICC Annual Conference, First Timers Pre-Conference Virtual Orientation. That's a mouthful. Thanks for joining us today. We are super excited to have you here and looking forward to seeing you next month at the conference. I'm your host, Tamika Dunning. I am Manager of Member Services here at ICC. Now, before, during, or after the conference, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I will definitely share my information at the end, so you'll be able to reach me in several different ways. A couple of housekeeping things before we get started. Today's orientation is set up so that we can present information to you. I'll try to be as thorough as possible. We'll try to give you as much information as you need so that you don't have a ton of questions. But if you do have questions, put those in the chat. So there's no option for us to unmute you. All of the attendees will be muted. Only our panelists will be able to speak. But if we see questions in the chat that need immediate attention, we'll definitely take care of that for you. And then we'll take all of your questions, and Grace will read them out loud, and we'll answer those as we can. And I think that's about it. We've got, I think, all of our panels here except for one, but we're going to go ahead and get started. This is what we plan to cover today in our agenda. We're going to do welcome and introductions, a conference overview, go over our conference agenda, special events and opportunities, provide you with a few conference tips and resources, and end with a Q&A. We also have a survey that I'm asking if you would please take a moment and fill out. I think it's like 7 questions. It shouldn't take long, but we really need your input to know how today went and how we can plan better for the future. So without further ado, a little bit more about me, and then we're going to go start with everybody else. My first conference was actually last year. I started in February, and then a couple of months after that, I had my first conference. So I do know how it feels to be new. I think doing this is going to really impact and help a lot to make it a smoother experience for you. I manage our member services team, where we handle membership processing, member support, benefits, chapters, committees, just a wealth of things that related to making members involved as much as possible. With me today on the panel, I have a couple of my colleagues in my department, and we're going to also introduce you to a couple of board members. I'm going to get started with Ron Peaster, turn it over to him, and we'll go around from there.
Okay. Hey, Tamika, I think you need to, are you ready to share your screen with the group?
Yes.
Okay.
that? All right. Okay, there we are.
There we go. Great. Thanks. Thank you, Tamika. Good morning or good afternoon to wherever you are. My name is Ron Peaster. I work in the membership department with Tamika and Grace McGregor. We're going to be your hosts today. I'm going to provide a quick overview of the annual conference. As first-time attendees, we're hoping that this next hour will give you some information that will help you to have a better conference experience. But first, I'd like to introduce a couple of special guests who have joined us this morning. We have two representatives from the ICC Board of Directors who have joined us, and you're going to have an opportunity to meet them in St. Louis, but they wanted to share a few words this morning. So first, Director Angie Wiese from St. Paul, Minnesota. Angie, good morning.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for jumping on. I see we have about 50 people here, which is very exciting. I don't know when my first conference was, but I do remember being a newbie and having my first time at hearings, and I was spending my 10, 12-hour days in the hearing room and going right back to my hotel room, getting my few hours of sleep and starting it all back over again. And it wasn't until maybe the third day that somebody tapped me on the shoulder and said, like, there's more to this than just sitting in a hearing room and hearing code all day. So I really encourage you to meet new people. There's a ton of folks who are willing to be mentors, to bounce ideas off of, to connect with, and just one of the beautiful things is that you're all going through likely some similar things. And being in government, we don't have to recreate the wheel. We get to share ideas and beg, borrow, and steal from each other to each make our own programs and our professional experience better. So encourage you to kind of muster up the what I call small talk gusto, because it's not my forte for sure, and get out there and be a little bit brave. You'll see me, and other board directors all around, and I really encourage you to come up, talk to us. We want to hear from you, and we purposely make ourselves out there and available during conference, so don't be shy.
Okay. Thanks very much, Angie. We appreciate you taking the time to be on the session this morning. Next, it's my pleasure to introduce Director Steve McDaniel from Corning, New York. Morning, Steve.
Morning, Ron. Good morning, everybody. And again, I'll echo a lot of what Angie has said. It can be intimidating when you get there at a conference, especially for first timers. If you haven't been, there's so much that's going on, and a lot of times you may feel lost. I know that there's going to be, Ron and staff have excellent schedule outlined for you, but there's going to be some downtime between some of those events, and you're going to soak a lot of the stuff in like a sponge. But like Angie said, reach out to us. Reach out to me personally. I would be happy, or I would ask Ron if they wanted to, or Tamika to give you my personal cell phone number to shoot me a text message and say, I don't really know what I'm doing or where I should be, and if I can help you, I will be glad to help you. If I've got the time to do so. I'm going to be tied up doing a lot of things, same as Director Wiese. But if we have the time available, we will gladly help you and steer you in the right direction. There's a lot of exciting things to do at the annual conference, especially for newbies. So, but welcome aboard, and it's exciting to see. Yeah, 50 some people on this call. That's fantastic.
Okay. Great. Thank you very much, Steve. And thanks to you as well for joining us this morning. So just a quick overview on the annual conference. As of earlier this week, we had 866 people registered for the conference, either a full registration or some portion of the conference. That's a lot of people. And I think when you get to St. Louis, you're going to see what I like to refer to as a sea of humanity. And that's what I first experienced at my first annual conference in 1999, which happened to be in St. Louis, and also was the first joint annual conference and hearings of the three regional organizations that preceded ICC. ICC, as a consolidated association, began having annual conferences in 2003, but 1999 was a special year because we were in the process of beginning our consolidation. And one of the things that struck me when I first attended that conference, again, I entered this sea of humanity. I knew so few people. It seemed very intimidating. However, that intimidation went away very quickly. The people who were there started reaching out to me, knowing that I was a first timer, and wanted to be helpful, wanted to introduce themselves, wanted to welcome me to the conference. And I think you'll see that at our annual conference in St. Louis. Our members understand the importance of our first timers, all of you who are attending the conference for the first time. And I think you'll see people reaching out to you to make you feel welcome. At the same time, as Steve and Angie mentioned, we want you to do the same thing. If you have questions, and you're going to have questions, reach out to someone, stop someone in the middle of the hall, go to our resource center, find Tamika, Grace, or me, or anyone, and ask a question. And if the person that you're talking to doesn't know the answer to the question, they'll probably be able to point you in the right direction to someone that can. So, as I'm sure you probably are aware, that this is our largest annual event at ICC. We're not having hearings with part of the conference this year. Typically, we do have hearings at our annual conference, and next year there will be hearings associated with the conference. So hopefully you'll get to experience the hearings next year. But this year is only our conference and expo, but it's going to be a big event, and its success hinges on all of you. Our members, our conference attendees, really are why we are creating this annual conference, to allow you to participate in our meetings, to participate in conducting the business of ICC as an association. We want you to engage with your colleagues, engage with our members and your peers, so that you can take back from this conference information that will help you to do your jobs better, help you to be better building safety professionals. And then most of all, we want you to have some fun. Again, this schedule is packed with events and meetings and things to do, and you're not going to get to do everything. If you think you're going to go and you're going to go to every event that is on the schedule, that is unlikely that's going to happen, and you're going to find that there's so you've got to make some choices as you go through the conference schedule. What are going to be the priorities for you, and hopefully today you'll have a little bit more information about how to make those choices in attending events at the annual conference. But as Steve, I think, mentioned, take a few moments for yourself. Don't if you're if you're getting a little bit tired, or need a 5 minutes to sit down and rest, just do that, and have some fun. Make sure you enjoy yourself at this conference, because there are a lot of fun things to do, and we hope that you'll take advantage of all of them. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Tamika, who's going to give us a run through the actual conference schedule.
Okay, all right. And I'm not sure if did Grace have an opportunity to introduce herself? Did I miss it?
I can introduce myself really quick.
Thank you. Thank
Uh,
you.
I'm Grace McGregor. I'm the CRM associate with our membership team. And this is actually my first ICC conference as well. So I'm very excited to meet all of you guys there and see what it's all about.
Awesome. Thank you, Grace. Okay, so we're going to jump right into the conference agenda. I know you guys can read and you know all these things are there. So what I'm going to do is try to give you some useful information on how to navigate some of this because it's a pretty massive list of stuff to do. One of the things I want to point out is the app to get the conference app and how important it is. I downloaded mine yesterday and it absolutely changed my life. I was like, okay, this thing, you got to have it. I don't know how you're going to do anything like easily without it because things are here and there all over the website. But with the app, it's very concise and it's very user friendly. As soon as I got in there, I was amazed at how much I could do and organize. And I'm going to just give you some examples of some things you can do to make it easier. But of course, all of these events are listed here that you can see. One thing that I noticed is that the location of the things aren't on there. It was just driving me crazy that I couldn't see that. So when you get the app, you can see where they are. And not only can you see where they are, you can see a map. And I'm going to share my screen with you to show you how to use that. But there's 3 different ways. Let's go over the app download first, and then we'll get into some of those things. So here, to highlight that for you, if you click that, if you scan the QR code, it'll take you here. You can download it in the App Store, Google Play, and use it in a web browser. I'm going to use it in the web browser. It has all the schedule information. Class materials can only be accessed through the app this year, so you're going to need it. You can download the app and get access to all the schedule information, locations, speakers, classes, events. Stay up to date with announcements, changes. The speakers are all there. All the attendees from ICC are on there. You can access the presentations and documents from the speakers. And you can also quickly and easily access local hotels information, dining, and attractions. Just so much to do on there. So let me give you a visual of what that looks like. Okay, the home screen, when you get on the app, you're going to have to sign up, just get a password, a username, just like any other thing, and then confirm your email. Once you do that, you log in. It's going to recognize you. You got quick, easy access to everything. This schedule area right here won't have anything in it because this is like my favorite part of the app because that schedule that I showed you a little while ago was just huge, right? So, but this allows you to go through the schedule, click what you like and plan to attend and create your own schedule. So it's not this massive list of stuff, it's your stuff. So I thought that was super, super exciting. So I did it last night, but I added some of the things that I wanted to attend. And then when I went back to my home screen, I had my own schedule and I could see it. Not only that, if you click where it is, you can see it and look, an actual location. So if you are located on level 1, you can find the room, boom, it's right there. If it's on level 2, it'll show you. So you cannot do that anywhere else. Like this is where you want to be. So that's one of my favorite things. If you need to get information on some of the events, they're here. The agenda. You see the floor. If you need a full floor plan and just get directly to it. Event information, your exhibitors, just all kinds of cool stuff. If you want to know about CEUs, which I know is a huge thing, if you go to general conference info, it breaks down a lot of the things, but one of the things I wanted to definitely point out was the CEUs. It tells you which of those events count for CEUs, and it also tells you how many you get. All right, so just keep that in mind. That's where you want to go to get that information. We're not going to read all that, but that's where you go under general conference information. What to wear. It's going to be business casual. It's just so much information in one spot. I absolutely love it. Let's see, go through the main agenda again, and we'll talk about, let me show you this real quick. All right, so if you want to use the regular agenda, the one that's online, there are clickable links in that one where you can actually click the underlined item and go to the event. So let's say you're interested in the volunteer outing on Sunday, click that and it takes you to it to talk about that event and to sign up. So okay, let me show you this too. When you want to create your own event schedule so that you can see all these things in a nice area just related to what you want to do. Let me take you back and show you that real quick. Okay, that's just the next event. All right. Okay, so here in the schedule, all I did was on the day of the event, let's go to October 9th, for instance. If I definitely want to go to the opening session. I'm going to go over to the right and click. And the session was removed because I already added it. But if you wanted to add it, you just click that button and it's going to show up on your schedule. Tells you where it is, tells you the time. And these little descriptions tell you what type of event it is. And companion is kind of like fun things you do with other people, basically. Education is going to tell you that there's a CEU probably attached to it and it's learning opportunity. Expo is in the expo. So just showing you how beneficial that is. Just going to click a few things just so you can see it, but you've got the exhibitors, all their names, the local info. Okay, so that's basically it on the events, but any of the event, let me give you an update that I've got from our events team. I'm just going to tell you about some of these. I wanted to see, because I thought you guys might want to know, well, what's still available. Building tours, if you're interested in doing a building tour. They really wanted you to sign up for those at the beginning when you registered, but if not, of the 3, 2 are sold out. She says the only one that still has availability is the Sheet Metal Workers Local 36 facility and training center, which is a half day. If you want to add that to the registration, you can email conference@iccsafe.org. I'm gonna see, yeah. Is there any way that you could put that in the chat, Grace? I think everybody has access to
I
see.
believe so. Yeah.
Okay, if you would put conference@iccsafe.org to sign up for building tours, if they're still interested in that.
I guess not actually.
If you can't do it, okay. Well, what I'll do is at the end, we're going to compile all the question and answers, and then it'll be online at the end of this. We'll get it online for everybody to see it. But there may be. Give me 1 second. Let me try something. I'm going to put it on the screen. Give me 1 sec, because this is going to be helpful for you.
Joseph sent it in the chat, so thank you.
Did it work? Did you say that
Uh,
it worked?
Yes, one of our attendees, Joseph,
Oh,
sent it.
okay. Awesome. All right. Well, I still think I can share my email where she sent me this wonderful information this morning. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay. Are you all seeing this email? Right here. conference@iccsafe.org. Okay. All right, meal tickets, some information to share with you on that. If you are interested in meals, if you're registered for the full conference, then you'll have access to all social meal events. But if you want to purchase additional tickets to the welcome event, awards lunch, or banquet, you can either email the above, again, conference@iccsafe.org, or purchase them at the registration desk on site. Prices I'll list in the chat. For some reason, I don't have access to the chat, or I would do it. I'm sorry, but while I'm presenting, I can't do it. But prices are can be found. Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna drop it in here in a chat, Grace. If you would copy and paste it for them, I'd appreciate it. This is the link that you're going to need for registering for meals and prices. Okay. Volunteer outing in the Bridge Building Challenge. So you can still sign up for either of those. And then when Ron covers special events, we'll have a QR code for you. All right. If you have any questions about any of those things, put them in the chat. And if we don't cover it live here, we will definitely email you with the answer. Okay. Are there any questions that we need to cover that everybody needs to know immediately, Grace, before we move to the next thing?
I've not received any questions yet.
Okay, awesome. We might be doing a good job then if there are questions. Okay, so we'll go here.
Tamika?
Yep.
Tamika, I think Steve McDaniel would like to share a couple of comments about the app.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. So just again, that may have been a information overload on the app itself. It is very self-explanatory. You know, up in the left-hand side, there's the 3 bars. When you click on it, it will show you everything you need. But one thing to keep in mind that a lot of people often forget, including myself, when you go there, sometimes check that, because right next to the home, there's sometimes an update. So there might be a time change on an event or something, and make sure your app is updated. It doesn't do that automatically, so you'd have to make sure you hit the update button. The other thing is there is a chat feature in there that you can contact any of the folks that are potentially here or registered for the conference, and it should give those individuals notifications. So that could be a benefit for you to contact each other, or for example, myself or Angie as well. So those are just 2 other things I wanted to mention. The update thing had me confused because I knew the time had changed, but the app didn't show it. Of course, I didn't just update the app, and when I updated it, it did refresh to the correct times. So just a couple of other things.
Thank you, Steve. That's very helpful. All right.
I did get another question, Tamika.
Oh,
So
okay.
if the item is not highlighted or underlined in the agenda, we do not need to pre-register.
That's a question.
Yes.
Okay.
So do
No,
they
that's
need to
not
pre-register?
the underline does not indicate pre-registration need. No, the underline is just to take you to the event itself so that you can look at more information about the event, and then you might be able to register at that time. So like, yes, everything that's underlined doesn't require pre-registration. It just, more than likely, it may have a registration, but just click the link and it'll take you directly to the event page.
Okay, perfect.
Is there anything else to add to that? Anybody else?
We also have a question to go over the lunch part again.
To do what?
Go over the lunch part again?
Sure, I will read that again. So the meal and event tickets. So if you are registered for the full conference, which I'm sure most of you probably are, then you will have access to all social meal events. So if there's an event that is covered under the conference, then your meal's included. But if you want to purchase additional tickets, say you brought a spouse or someone else who's not covered under that, then you would need to buy tickets. Additional tickets to the welcome event, awards lunch, or banquet, they can either email that conference at iccsafe.org, above that, well, that's in the email, or purchase them at the registration desk on site. And prices can be found at the link that I shared in the chat. Were there any specific questions about the meals that we didn't cover? That if we have the answer, we'll share that. Okay, just put it in the chat and we'll come back to it if you do have any questions. Anything else before we move to special events and opportunities? Okay.
Just to clarify, the badge will get them into all of the events then.
The badge, their badge, name tag?
Yes.
Yes. And they will be scanning at the meal event. So if there's no scanning ability, then that person wouldn't be able to eat. So you want to make sure you go ahead and take care of that up front. So if you need extra tickets, reach out and go ahead and get those in advance. Okay, we're going to go to special events and opportunities. Ron, would you like to?
Okay, thanks, Tamika. As I mentioned earlier, there are going to be a lot of events and a lot of meetings that you're going to have to make some choices about. Which meetings do you want to attend? Which events do you want to attend to maximize your conference experience? As first timers, I'd like to identify a few of our special events that I think will help you to get the most out of your experience at our annual conference. And I'm going to go through day by day. For those of you who will be arriving either on the Saturday of conference or before, I encourage you to consider attending a portion of the public session of the Board of Directors meetings. As Director McDaniel and Director Weesey were kind enough to spend some time with us today, they have an exceptionally busy schedule that includes a full day meeting on the Saturday of the conference, and they will be conducting the Board of Directors business that's related to our annual conference. And there is a portion of that meeting that is open to the public, that anyone can sit in and observe the board at work. And if you want to learn about ICC and how we govern ourselves, that's a great opportunity for you to see the Board of Directors at work in action. So consider that as a possibility if you're in town on Saturday of the conference. One thing to note is that the Board of Directors meeting, I think is actually going to be held at the host hotel, not at the convention center. So make sure you look for the location of that meeting. On Sunday, we're going to be holding a special event that is specifically for all of you as first timers and a select group of our members known as the Building Safety Leadership Experience participants who are on this call as well. The Building Safety Leadership Experience is a program that allows the Board of Directors to select a small group of our members who are going to engage at a higher level with the leadership of the association, with our membership councils, with our chapter presidents, to learn about ICC and to experience the leadership in action at our annual conference. And so we're going to have a welcome event for all of you and for our Building Safety Leadership Experience participants on Sunday afternoon. It's going to be from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock. And just again, look for it on your conference app. And one of the things that we have done is we've invited our honorary members to attend your welcome session. And the reason that that I thought that might be a good opportunity for you is our honorary members are arguably our most seasoned and experienced members, and they have attended numerous conferences. And I think that one of the things that they would like to do is have an opportunity to share with you their experiences having attended many conferences, and give you some advice if you're looking for it, and also give you an opportunity to ask questions of our honorary members. We've also invited our board of directors to join us, and again, they have very busy schedules, and they sometimes find themselves double and triple booked, so they've got to make choices too. But I'm hoping that we'll have at least a few of our board members at that event, so that you can talk with the board members at that reception. Also on Sunday, there are a couple of meetings that I think if you can fit them into your schedule, is going to help you to understand in a more complete way how we govern ourselves as an association. And Sunday afternoon, there's going to be a candidates forum, and this is where individuals who are running for positions on the board of directors have an opportunity to present themselves to our members, and then later in the day, right after the welcome and meet and greet event that hopefully you will all be at, the nominating committee presents its report of its recommended candidates to the board of directors, and so I would encourage you to attend that as well. On Monday, I would say if you're going to attend one event at our annual conference, make sure you attend our annual business meeting. This is the annual meeting where we as an association conduct the business of the International Code Council, and you will see the board of directors presenting their reports to you, whether it's our financial report or a report from the president. There's also a report from the chief executive officer about the state of affairs at ICC, how we're doing as an association, what important things have been happening over the past year, and what the priorities of the ICC will be in the coming year. We also make a lot of announcements that you'll want to hear. So make sure you attend our annual business meeting, and that's on Monday morning. Right after that, there are going to be a series of what we refer to as insight sessions. These are educational in nature, but cover a wide range of topics related to our association as members, and so I think that's one of the events you'll want to attend is those insight sessions. They do qualify for continuing education units, so if you have a certification and you're looking for CEUs, that insight session will give you CEUs, as well as our annual business meeting that qualifies for CEUs as well. And then later in the afternoon, this is one of the things that we really hope you will register for and participate in. This is the first time we're doing this. It's called the Bridge Building Challenge, and it's going to be held in our expo hall. And essentially, we will assemble a series of teams that will have materials and work together in a friendly competitive team building environment to create actual bridges that will be tested to see which bridge withstands the most weight. So it's a fun event. It allows you to test your skills at working together as a team. And I just think it'll be fun to be part of. So I want to strongly encourage all of you to consider registering for this. The QR code is up on the screen there. All you have to do is give your name and I think email address and then show up. And we'll take care of the rest. So if you have any questions about the Bridge Building Challenge, can certainly ask us, put it in the chat, or we'll be available at the conference to talk a little bit more about this. On Tuesday, there are a few events that I think are really important for you to consider. Again, you you've got a lot going on Tuesday. The primary focus of Tuesday's events is education. This is where our education sessions will be held throughout the day. And again, you can walk in on an education. We encourage you to register, but there are a wide variety of topics and tracks that you can consider attending. So take a look at the schedule, see if there are education sessions that are of interest to you, and make sure that you take advantage of that again and get your CEUs for renewing your certifications. Also that day is our annual awards luncheon. This is a really fun event where the Code Council presents a series of awards to some of our members who have performed or contributed to the Code Council in an outstanding way, and so you'll get to see some of those seasoned members being recognized for their contributions to the Code Council. So that's one that I think you would definitely want to attend. And then on Tuesday night is the our Connections Gala, which is essentially the annual banquet where our board of directors, our newly elected directors from the business meeting are installed, and our new president will present their first remarks as president of the Code Council for this coming year, and then we'll have some special things that will happen at that banquet as well. So that's one that you're definitely going to want to consider attending. On Wednesday, if you're still in town, I know a lot of people may be heading out on Wednesday, but Wednesday morning is an important morning for our member engagement, and that is because we conduct the meetings of our membership councils. We have six discipline-specific membership councils, and we have a major jurisdiction committee that will be conducting their meetings on Wednesday morning. There's a joint meeting of our membership councils that occurs. I think it starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, and followed by the various membership council meetings. So if you're thinking about engaging in ICC as a member, but you're not quite sure how to do it, our membership councils are a great way to get started. All you have to do is be a member to join a membership council, and so you'll learn about what our membership councils do, and how they conduct themselves as groups within our organization at these meetings. Again, if you have questions about our membership councils, certainly reach out and ask any one of us, and we'll be happy to help you. So again, there are lots of choices for you to make as a conference attendee, but those are a few highlights that I hope you'll consider attending to maximize your conference experience. So Tamika, I'll turn it back to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ron. That was wonderful highlight of those great events. I'm gonna go to our next section, which is going to cover just a few conference tips and resources, just basic some pretty cool stuff that you probably not hadn't thought about before, just stuff that people go, oh, I wish I had known, or oh, I if I had known that I would have done this. But the number one thing that I was suggesting was to get the conference app. That's tip number one. Make sure you get that. Here are just a few that we all in the office just threw out and thought, hey, here's some personable, cool things that we might want to share to make your experience a little better. And you maybe don't have an afterthought of, I wish I had. Wear comfortable shoes because you're going to do a lot of walking. It's a big place. And you may want to walk, around in that area. So you want to wear comfortable shoes. Bring a jacket or sweater. The rooms can tend to be pretty chilly, so you want to do that. Bring lots of business cards. I went on a trip and I knew this and I still forgot my business cards. And I really kept trying to reach for it the whole time. So bring a big stack. The more you give them out, the more friends you make. So I highly recommend bringing your business cards. Locate the resource center. It's on the first floor. It has information and everything. That's where you can also get your badge if for some reason you lost it or it didn't show up in the mail. I was told that the badges were mailed already, and so they should be in the mail or have already reached you. If you forget it at home or something happens, that's where you would go to do that. Your attire is going to be business casual, and that's always good for everything. So, but just say, for instance, an event that may be a little bit dressier, you can always dress up, but no lower than business casual. So, no shorts and tank tops. Do the fun stuff, like enjoy yourself, have a lot of fun. And I thought of this one last night. Take pictures because I go to stuff all the time and I have a couple of pictures, but take a lot of pictures. Feel free to share them. Our hashtag for the event is ICCAC23. LinkedIn's one of the best locations for sharing that because that's where all the professional folks are. And that concludes the tips and resources section. And I think we covered a lot of questions ahead of time, but did we get any other questions to come through since then?
Yeah, I have a couple.
Okay.
So can our guest slash spouse come with us to the gala?
Um, I want to say yes, but I want to make sure. Ron, do you know the answer to that? I know that they probably can, but I'm going to have to get with the events team to say exactly how to do that.
So the answer is absolutely. If you have a guest or spouse or companion that you would like to come to the banquet with you, they're certainly welcome to join us. If they are registered for the conference as a companion or in some way, then they'll that if that full registration would allow them to go to the banquet as well. If they are not registered, but you would like them to go to the resource center, let them know you'd like to purchase a ticket for the gala, and you can purchase a ticket for your guest and attend together.
Okay. Any other?
Yeah, this might be a hotel question, so it's okay if you don't know the answer, but what time is check-in on Saturday?
That is a hotel question. um, but I will get the answer.
You know
Do
what
you see
time
who it
the
came
resource
from?
center opens, maybe? It
Did you say
is,
resource center?
yeah, what time do you know what time they open?
I saw that it was 10 a.m. on the schedule. Resource center, it's at 10.
Okay, 10 a.m. for the
Mhm.
resource center.
Yeah, I could pull up the schedule just to check it out though. Um,
The host hotel check-in is 11 o'clock.
okay.
Okay, perfect. So I have a question that says they were looking at the app and the schedules slash sessions are not on there. Do we have to individually add them, or is there a way that they will be added?
So they're saying they're missing sessions on where?
On the
Uh-uh.
app.
On the app. Okay. All right. For a lot of these, we'll just get the answers for you and send it to you. And it is showing you, Grace, who's asking the question, right?
Yes, it
Okay.
is. I have one that is, do we need to check in for the conference when we arrive, or is our registration and badge all that is needed?
I can answer that one. If you have received your badge in the mail, you don't have to check in at the resource center. Your badge is essentially your pass to attending all of your events. So you don't need to check in at the resource center, but again, if you have any questions, that's the place to go. And a quick clarification on the resource center: the resource center will be open from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock on Sunday, but will be open from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Monday and Tuesday. 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Tuesday. So there's going to be someone at the resource center most times that you're going to need them.
Okay. Thank you, Ron.
Sure.
Just a correction on the hotel check-in, check-out times. Check-in starts at 3 p.m. and check-out is at 11 a.m.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Hey,
Are there any other questions? I don't see anything else in the chat. Last call.
okay. Well, they do. I'm going to share our contact information real quick in case you do have any questions that come up after this. That's usually when they happen. You'll go, oh, I should have asked that. If you think of something, our email addresses are here. And my cell phone is listed. So at the conference, if you don't want to have to walk all the way down to the first floor and find somebody to ask, shoot me a quick text message and I will get the answer for you and send it back to you. So you can email me also. Those are but texting's quicker. Voice messages are slower than anything. So if you want to text me or email me, email's fast also. I kind of look at that throughout the day. But that's how you can reach us. Anytime you think of anything you need, just let us know.
I believe you can also message us on the app. You're not finding.
I looked for that, but I couldn't find it. Did you see
Oh.
it? Okay.
Well,
I'm
one of
sure it
our
exists, but I just
attendees
couldn't
said
find
that
it.
they did that last year, so I assume that it's there.
Okay. All right. Well, we don't want to go over our time that we allotted for the event. So let me just say again, thank you so much for attending today's orientation. I hope that it was helpful for you. At the end, when it closes out, we're going to have that survey. If you can recall, I want to make sure we have enough time for you to do that within the time frame. But if you take the quick survey, that's going to pop up on the screen at the end of the webinar, we sure would appreciate it. And after that, it will drop you off on to the site for the conference. So it'll just give you an opportunity to check out anything online that you may need to look at. Reach out if you need anything at all, and we're here for you. We're super excited, and we hope your newcomer experience is going to be a very memorable one and an easy one. So we'll see you in St. Louis. Thanks so much. Have a great day.